Welcome back. It's time for another escapade. It's episode 4 in Sholmes' suite. This fourth escapade unfolds one morning on Baker Street when Iris has prepared breakfast for everyone as usual. But Ryunosuke wakes to find an envelope under his door containing a death threat. Who on earth could have put it there? And why? Yep. "9th of March, 8:23 a.m. Sholmes' suite. Good morning, Iris. Good morning, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, morning, Susie. I'll get breakfast on the table for us all. And a lovely cup of tea.
Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Morning. Is he sulky? Nope. Come now, why the long face? Oh, sorry, the thing is, I just had a rather strange envelope posted under my door this morning. With some rather strange things inside.
What strange things? Oh, what was it, Bruno? Do I catch the scent of a mystery in the air?
Nothing so exciting, I'm afraid, Iris. It was just 5 orange pips. I had 5 orange pips, of course. Can't imagine what it could possibly... What?
Orange pips, Mr. Naruhodo. 5 of them?
What's the matter with you? That's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it? Not if you know Sherlock Holmes.
An overreaction? Mr. Naruhodo, you don't understand. It's a warning, a notice of imminent danger to your life.
What? To my life? What's the meaning of all this, Mr. Sholmes? My dear fellow, why do you make such an inquiry of me? Because the name on the sender was written on the envelope and it was yours. Ah.
Oh. You're right, Bruno. It says sent by Sholmes, envoy of hell.
So my little ploy has been exposed. Well, so be it. Cast your mind back, if you will, Mr. Naruhodo, to the time of our dining last night. Oh yes, Mr. Stowe cooked Japanese food for us. Indeed. In particular, you may recall the final norimaki sushi roll that I was about to savor. That is, before you swooped in with your clacking chopsticks and filched it from under my nose. Oh, I assumed because you'd left it that you didn't want it. I'd left it, my dear fellow, because I had planned to enjoy it as my very last mouthful. Surely you must have noted my intent by the subtle dilation of my right pupil. Perhaps a clearer sign would have been helpful next time? Just an idea? In summary, the post you received earlier is a notice of impending revenge. You should be quaking in your boots. Really? Because I went straight out into the garden and planted them. I'm hopeful we may grow some exotic fruit.
There's no point sending a notice of impending revenge if the person you send it to doesn't know what it is.
What's that? What's this? Yeah. Well, I knew, of course, because I've read this book. What is that? What is that? The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, on sale now in all major London bookshops, and receiving rave reviews. Oh, yes, of course. It's finally been published, hasn't it? I hear it's selling very well.
It is. 12 short stories in 1 volume. I've earned a lifetime spending money already.
Oh, well. And it has further bolstered my name. In fact, only the other day a Bohemian king sought to engage my services. Really? That's extraordinary. Of course, the gentleman persisted with some pretense about being a fishmonger for the duration. But only a fool would presume to be able to deceive my eyes with such a charade. So how did you know that he was a king then? Why, there is no mystery, my dear fellow. A distinct smell of fish accompanied the man's lowly apparel. And though he tried to hide it, the left side of his mustache quivered in a quite manifest manner.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes. That's simply brilliant.
Having neatly resolved the case for the man, I was sent a quantity of fresh cod as a mark of his appreciation. Ooh, I do like cod. Not as much as haddock. Haddock's my go-to. I think perhaps you shouldn't discount the possibility that it actually was a fishmonger. I've discussed this before, I think, in Persona 5 Royale with cheese. It's very much that idea. In terms of like the cod family of fish, for me, it's haddock, cod, plaice. Those three in that order. It's like that's in terms of how much I like them. Some people prefer cod. Cod is apparently more of a delicacy, but no, I like haddock just that slightly bit more. It's just noticeable. There's something about it. It's just like, ooh, I do like a bit of haddock.
Is that... Can anyone else smell burning?
Oh, yes, you're right. And look, smoke. I think maybe... Fire! There's a fire, everyone. Really? A fire? We must all leave at once. Everyone out of the building. No, wait, I have to go back to my room first. Are you deranged? If you're not asphyxiated by the smoke, the flames will burn you to death.
But my Daruma doll. I can't let my Daruma burn. It means too much.
Tourette. Sorry, but I'm going to make a dash for it upstairs.
Oh, Runa, you're so funny.
This is no time for jokes, Iris. Go, quickly. Get out of here.
But there is no fire. Is there, Hurley?
Huh?
What a delight to see the ploy enacted in the flesh. I wouldn't have dared to dream I should be so lucky.
Miss Susato? Indeed, it was a ploy. A devilment engineered by my pukish spirit. Pukish. It was all a trick, but why? It is a simple experiment of the mind, Mr. Naruhodo. When his life is threatened, a fellow is compelled instinctively to protect that property to which he attaches matching importance. This just reminded me of the other day. We had a fire alarm in this like block of apartments or flats. You know, UK we say flats rather than apartments. Anyway, fire alarm going off. There wasn't a fire, by the way, but fire alarm going off, and everyone's like getting outside. You know, cold, middle of winter, 1 a.m. It's very much like as the alarm's going off, we're all outside waiting. I'm just like, there's a cup of tea on my desk. It's just sitting there. It is just sitting there. Getting colder and colder. It's going to waste. I'm going back in. And I went back in and got my cup of tea before I came back out. Everyone else was kind of looking at me jealous. Because it was a cold night. At 1 a.m. In the middle of winter. And I had a cup of tea. It was lovely and warm. Lovely. But anyway, so I get what's going on here.
And after your own life, Runo, the most important thing to you seems to be your Daruma doll.
Let's not dwell on that, shall we, Iris? So, you knew all along, Miss Susato, that it was a trick?
Yes, of course. The very ploy is described in this book. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. On sale now in all major London bookshops and receiving rave reviews.
What's it called, though? Like Siete Bito? Not sure. Not again. I've used that device quite satisfactorily in the past to solve a case.
Oh yes, it was a great success, wasn't it? But then it became something of a habit, didn't it? You started yelling fire at every crime scene. In the end, people started to pay no attention to you at all.
Ah, the boy who cried wolf. Yes, that's true. There was a time when I was known as the Sholmes who cried wolf. There you go. I think there's a lesson to be learned in there somewhere. Yes, as Garrick points out, never tell the same lie twice. That's the lesson. But sadly, my little ploy failed to yield results this time. Iris was utterly unmoved.
What do you mean?
Well, I was anticipating that Iris would immediately expose her secret hiding place. The location of the nest egg she must have cached somewhere in this room. Cache, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Nest egg? You think Iris has some secret savings?
She did say. Why, naturally. The book is selling like hotcakes after all. It is a simple deduction indeed to conclude that the profits must be concealed here within these walls.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you in need of money? I bet I know what it is. It's that new microscope that's gone on sale, isn't it, Hurley?
What else? I have such a strong desire to own one. Yet my purse is £1 too light. Just ask if you could borrow it. And as no offer of a loan has been forthcoming, I've been forced to resort to an alternative stratagem.
Sorry, Hurley, but I'm not falling for that. Not coming from the Sholmes who cried wolf.
Ah, how vexing. You really shouldn't be trying to steal a 10-year-old savings, you know?
My book is full of little tricks like that, you see? The armory of the great detective.
Except that, in this case, both the orange pips and the fake fire fell a little flat, didn't they? Oh, I have plenty more tricks up my sleeve. Take, for example, the case of the Boscombe Valley Mystery. I'm already filled with dread, just from the title. It is a tale of extraordinary skill on the part of the great detective. The skill of tracking. Tracking? When I arrived at the scene of the crime in the eponymous valley, there were footprints everywhere. But my eyes were immediately drawn to one set in particular.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, your detective instincts are truly remarkable.
As you know, my dear madam, no detail, no matter how small, escapes the scrutiny of these eyes. So I tracked my quarry, following the trail of his footprints, all the way to the man's place of residence. It led you directly to the culprit's house. What a triumph! You misunderstand. It led me directly to my own house, my dear fellow. Oh no. Huh? For the footprints were, in the final analysis, those made by my own shoes.
Hurley had left here for Boscombe Valley as soon as he received the telegram about the case, you see. And then he followed his own trail straight back here to Baker Street.
Now, Iris, please, make it sound almost humdrum, but I assure you it was no easy feat. Tracking of this nature is a skill possessed only by the great Sherlock Sholmes. You're right, it really is extraordinary. Quite so, extraordinary is the word, and let it be the last on the subject. Anyway, needless to say, I subsequently went on to solve the case with various other deductions. Yes, it's the various other deductions that I'm interested in. Ah, well, you shall have to read the book then. I'm sure Iris has penned it with her usual flourish.
Oh, absolutely. I'll put an ingenious spin on the great detective's exploits.
It must have been very ingenious to make this man sound even remotely credible as a detective.
Wait, is that... Does it smell like something's burning again?
Oh, not again. Don't try this. You've had enough devilment for one day, Mr. Sholmes. Put your puckish spirit to bed. I assure you this has nothing to do with me or my spirit. What?
Oh no, the smoke is getting thicker.
You mean it's not a trick this time? There really is a... Fire! Fire! There's a fire, everyone! Miss Susato, where are you going? Stand aside, Mr. Naruhodo. Easy, Mr. Sholmes, what are you... Smash. Mr. Sholmes? Why did you just chuck that busted Napoleon on the floor? Oh, look at that. In amongst all the broken porcelain. Coins, sovereigns in fact, of a whole pound each. Come, everyone, we must leave at once. Evacuate the building.
You fell for it, Hurley. Hook, line, and sinker. Wait, you mean Iris? I certainly wouldn't have guessed that's where you'd hidden it. Do you mean to say that the smoke was... My own buckish spirit needs to come out and play sometimes too, you know. She learned well, What? Ah, of course, I know what it is, Iris. It's that indoor garden set that went on sale last week, isn't it? That's what you're after. I want one so desperately, but I'm £4 short. And even though you told me you didn't have any money to spare before, I knew you had a secret nest egg somewhere in this room. Ah, you've outwitted me again. You really shouldn't let yourself be outwitted by a 10-year-old child, you know. So, thank you for the loan, Hurley. Oh, but wait. What's the matter? Suzuto. Where's Susie? She disappeared. Oh yes, that's right. She ran off upstairs before, didn't she? Oh, what are you all still doing in here? We have to evacuate. Won't be long before the fire is a lot of dots. A lot of dots. A lot of dots. Sorry, Susie. Children will get up to mischief once in a while, you know, but it's all perfectly harmless. Harmless, maybe, but oh so devious. Hey, was that it? Was that episode done? I mean, I like it. Oh, no. Just didn't feel like we had a conclusion, you know. Oh well, at least nobody was hurt. Apart from Napoleon and my secret hoard. Now tell us, Miss Suzuto, what is it that you went so fleet-footedly to fetch? Sorry? Oh, no, nothing. This is nothing. Susie, that's your notebook detailing all of Runo's trials, isn't it? It's bulging at the seams. What? Ah, a testament to the various people who've helped over the past months. Miss Suzuto, Well, I am your judicial assistant after all. I would do anything to ensure the safety of these records. Even risk my life if necessary. I mean, it's very important to me. It's like a diary of everything we've achieved together. Aww. I'm getting all teary-eyed now. Yes, in stark contrast to a certain someone who would have fetched his Daruma doll, I must say. Now that feels like a conclusion. Just got that right feeling to it, you know, it's like, yeah, that's gonna be it, isn't it? So, we'll very much, you know, end this part here. And the next part, we're going to episode 5 at Naruhodo's legal consultancy. So see them. Ta-da. For now.